Hi, my name is Jocelyn, and I am here in Lafayette, California, the Cotton Patch, doing a little differences about the Bernina Stitch Regulator on our Bernina Q20. So this is the Bernina Q20, and it means that you have 20 inches from the needle all the way to the edge of the machine. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I need to pull up my bobbin thread, and to do that, I can press on my foot pedal to, first of all, if I tap at the bottom of the foot pedal, it actually brings the needle down automatically, which is so great because it's hands-free. And if I pull on the top thread, you are going to notice that my bobbin thread has just come up. And it looks pretty on the back because I have both threads on top. And now I secure my stitching by doing a few stitches. And then I can now cut my thread. Go ahead and start. So the Bernina Stitch Regulator 1, there's 1, 2, 3, and a manual. 1 means that there's a continuous needle movement on your fabric. 2 means that it is definitely going to stop when you stop. And 3 is more of a basting stitches, and we'll go over that really quickly. So I am right now on Bernina Stitch Regulator 1. And what's great about this Bernina Stitch Regulator is that it goes with the speed of how you move your fabric. So on regular machines, your feed dogs are up, but on this Q20, it's always down. And if you were not on Stitch Regulator, sometimes you'll have long stitches if you move too fast. And if you move too slow, you have teeny little stitches. But the Bernina Stitch Regulator is exactly that. It regulates your movement along with the penetration of the needle. So the Stitch Regulator was introduced in 2004 with the Bernina 440. And now 21 plus or 24 years later, it's on your Bernina machines such as the 5 series and the 7 series. So with the Q20, you actually have a more regulated speed because there's also, you're going to notice, there's also this technology, and that actually will measure your movement of how fast you go. So it's quite cool. So with Stitch Regulator 1, when I stop, it will stop. So if I stop, it stops. And let me take out that thread. You will notice that my stitching is very even. Now if I go fast, it goes slow, it goes slow. So it means that it's always moving. And if you notice, my stitches are very even. And if I go fast, it's going to be bigger, but look how nice that is. It's even if I go fast. And if I go slow, stitches are again very even if I'm doing my work. Very cool. So Bernina Stitch Regulator 2 means that it will definitely stop when I stop. It sounds a little bit different. So I'm going slower, so it is going slower too. From Stitch Regulator 1. I recommend Stitch Regulator 2 for beginners. And I recommend Stitch Regulator 1 if you're going to be doing micro quilting. So if I'm on Stitch Regulator 2, do something kind of big, but when I want to do really tiny, I'm going to make my stitches even smaller. Maybe, let's try 15. And I'm on Stitch Regulator 1. That means it's a continuous movement. Micro. Now here's the difference if I'm on Stitch Regulator 2 and I'm trying to do micro stitching. To see, it's not a flow of quilting. It's harder to do micro stitching on Bernina Stitch Regulator 2 because it only moves when you move. Now, Stitch Regulator 3 is actually basting stitches. So if you plan to do maybe some hand quilting, basting stitches are great because you are not quilting it, you're going to be hand quilting it later. So there's different kinds of stitches. There's one, meaning that when you hold on or when you tap your foot control and go and you move, it stops at a certain length and speed. But you can notice that it's still very even. Stitch 2 is slightly different, smaller, and then you have 4, which speed, and it's shorter stitches. So depending on your stitch that you want for your basting, you can pick the different sizes, which is really cool. And then you also have a manual, and manual means that just what it says. Right now I have it at 1,000 stitches per minute, and it just means that you are totally on manual and no stitch regulation, so I can go fast. My stitches kind of uneven versus the stitch regulator, which was totally even. So the manual just means you are now on manual mode. You have to watch your speed along with your movement. So I really love the Bernina Stitch Regulator 1, 2, and 3. You get to get the different types that you want, and you also have that basting, which is really great. So those are the differences between the stitch regulation of the Bernina. And it works also with your 5 series, 7 series, and of course the 9 series has it too. So I really love the Q20 because you have this great space. You have a flat surface to do your quilting. Your hands are flat. You have all these different kinds of options of Bernina Stitch 1, which is a continuous movement. Stitch number 2, which stops when you automatically stop, and you have your basting, and of course you have your manual. So we have here at the Cotton Patch here in Lafayette something that you can try on the machine, and you can come visit us here, and we're here every day of the week. So thank you for stopping by. Bye.